Welcome back. Nigeria's business climate is becoming increasingly attractive because of government's huge investment in agriculture and farm imports as a means to diversify the economy. This is the view of experts as NTA Tuesday Live focused on fertilizer self-sufficiency and the game changer. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
Fertilizer revolution in Nigeria is yielding desired results, as from 5 functional blending plants in 2015 to about 40 in 2022, with the resuscitation of moribund plants across the country.
Coming of the presidential initiative, the narratives has been changed. The number of blending plants has increased dramatically. The only urea plant that was owned by government before, NAFCON, which was now privatized and renamed by the investors Noteric Chemical Industries Limited, but currently we have 3 urea companies.
Now, the federal government is working towards self-sufficiency with strict regulations to check counter-production that may undermine genuine efforts in the drive to restore the lost glory.
Nigeria is self-sufficient as far as nitrogen production is concerned and the production of fillers is concerned. So 64% of what we require for generic blending is sourced locally. The balance 34% is imported. This is part of the move on the part of government to ensure that we foster import substitution and promote what we have comparative advantage in.
Experts are convinced that the increasing growth of fertilizer plants in Nigeria will serve as a game changer to economy diversification and huge export returns.
The components that are required to produce these NPKs are rightly available, but we are hoping that since it is available, the production should commence not before the farming season, so that availability in the market will make the product price stable.
Nigeria saw its highest local consumption of fertilizers. This is empirical. These are facts. You can check it up. Nigeria's highest consumption of fertilizers was last year, in spite of all the challenges of the pandemic that we had. We also saw a surge in the price because the initiative was restructured, which allowed for a freer market.
Stakeholders say participation of private sector in the industry will serve as an opener for generation of more activities in the production value chain. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Let's now do business with Musa Abubakar.
Thank you, Yuri. Now let's begin with currency. 2022 Central Bank Digital Currency Global Index indicates that Nigeria, Bahamas, China, Jamaica, Eastern Caribbean, Ukraine, Thailand, Sweden, and the Republic of Korea are the top 10 countries leading the race in digital currency. The index in its second edition stated that these countries led the retail project indices of central banks globally. In the index, a digital currency is a means of payment or money that exists in electronic form. Oil prices rose on Wednesday as investors grew more discouraged about the peace talks between Russia and Ukraine, feeding worries about tight supplies even after U.S. crude stocks rose by more than 9 million barrels in the most recent week, Reuters report. Brent crude was up $4.03 at $108.72 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures gained $3.51 to trade at $104.13. And now to capital market. Stocks continue to advance at the Nigerian exchange this Wednesday, sustaining the week's record. At the close of trade, the all-share index stood at 47,367.31 points. Market capitalization also rose to 25.536 trillion naira. 391.8 million shares were traded in 5,419 deals, valued at 9.95 billion naira. Top trades were Guarantee Trust Holding Company, Zenith Bank, and UBA. Now that concludes business news. It's back to you, Aaron.
Many thanks, Musa. By the way, are you a football fan?
Yeah.
All right, so listen to this. The Nigerian Breweries has hosted 4-time UEFA Champions League legend Clarence Seedorf and 2 of his Nigerian counterparts to further promote football through its brand Heineken. Samuel Johnson reports that the presence of the Champions League trophy in Nigeria is an exciting experience for football fans.
Playing in the UEFA Champions League has always been the dream of every football player. Watching the glamour and excitement associated with the Champions League make soccer fans attracted. Encouraging the development of the game and nurturing budding talents is the interest of the Nigerian breweries, and its brand Heineken readily fits in.
Memorable experiences with fans all over the world and here in Nigeria. We know that football knows no gender.
For the legends, the Champions League experience is fulfilling.
If this club, this cup is not filled with those things, then for me this doesn't mean anything. And I believe that every time that we have lifted the cup, whether it's this one or other cups, we need to remind, what is the It is because there's that and I've come to lift your trophy.
A four-time Champions League winner, Clarence Seedorf, featured in Team Nigeria against Team Heineken in a star-studded match, which also had pop music star Davido, Austin J.J. Okocha, Daniel Amokachi, among others. It was fun and exciting experience for the fans who cherished watching UEFA Champions League, made possible by official sponsor Heineken.
There are lessons to be learned in terms of the organization, in terms of the packaging, and also in terms of even the quality of its participants.
The entertaining encounter ended 8-6 in favor of Team Nigeria.
Bringing legends like Carlos Puyol the last time, and this time Clarence Seedorf. I mean, who can ask for better?
Heineken also gave the fans an opportunity to watch the UEFA Champions League matches on large screens. The Heineken Champions League Trophy Tour in Lagos was rounded off with a musical performance. Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is the next point as part of the tour. In Lagos, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
I honestly can't wait for the turn of the FCT. Let's now move to the land of virtue. Osun is one of the states of the Federation blessed with vast mineral deposits, including precious gold. In spite of the economic benefits of the large mineral deposits, the state is currently grappling with a series of negative environmental impacts resulting from illegal mining activities. Correspondent Femi Afarigun assesses the level of degradation and pollution as the state takes drastic measures to remedy the situation and sanitize the mining sector.
Osun State is endowed with vast mineral resources, including gold. The rush for the precious stone buried in Ijesha land and part of Ife and some rural villages in eastern part of the state has led to the increase in mining activities in affected communities. Although through mining, more job opportunities are created for locals and a boost for the state's economy, it is undeniable that the negative impact is already being felt on the environment, with farmlands degraded and rivers polluted, particularly through illegal mining activities.
The Osun State government has dams. The Oyo State government has dams on this course of the Osun River. So one way or the other, the people are at risk.
Whenever there is water scarcity, we used to drink water from the flowing river and also for laundry and other domestic use. But now, we can no longer make use of the water due to pollution from mining activities.
We have some older men that are staying under the bridge to wash clothes. I know they were dry cleaning for people. Unfortunately, we are not seeing them. And that means it has effect on those people.
Among other devastations, the river course that traverses some communities in Osun, particularly the sacred Osun River, which over the years has served as spiritual strength and other purposes for devotees, have all turned deep brown, thereby forcing devotees and other visitors to stop drinking the water, nor for cleansing, for fear of contamination.
Osun River was never like this from time immemorial. This is no longer clean for consumption. We appealed to the state government, but nothing has been done. So as custodians of the sacred Osun River, we agreed not to allow devotees to drink from the river for the time being.
Worried with the development Osun government is now working with the federal government on policies to regulate mining and mining activities in the country.
The UNESCO, the Osun River is very dear to them, so we are taking it seriously with the miners. We are not saying they shouldn't do mining, but they should do proper mining in such a way that it will not affect our water.
It is hoped that many farmlands under threat of illegal mining in affected communities will be salvaged for food security in Osun. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Let's now talk health. The Ministry of Defense Health Implementation Program has established an electronic medical record system to prevent and control the spread of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria in the country. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Akana, said this in a message to the Ministry's Health Implementation Program in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the details.
These are site commanders and team leaders meeting in Abuja at the instance of the Ministry of Defense Health Implementation Program of the United States Army Medical Research Directorate, Africa, Nigeria.
As at March 2022, a total of 37,023 people with HIV/AIDS have been put on antiretroviral treatment in the program, and about 85% of these are civilians. The efforts of the partnership have contributed significantly to the decline in the prevalence of HIV/AIDS in the country.
The focus of the periodic platform is to appraise efforts of the partnership in stemming the spread of malaria, HIV, and tuberculosis.
But we are actually at the verge of epidemic control in Nigeria for HIV, which is something we're reaching 7 years ahead of time. Okay, we're 7 years ahead of when we thought we would do this.
This partnership has developed the Defense Research Laboratory at Mogadishu Cantonment, Abuja, and equipped it with the state-of-the-art diagnostic technologies.
The program also caters for members of the armed forces families and those in the barracks. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
When News Extra returns from this next break we're about to take, you'll get to know about the latest on the Nasu Sanu warning strike, as well as what the National Assembly is saying at this period when the global community focuses attention on street children. Hang in there, as there is much more to come your way.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty. It's time. Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency. A new edition of TV Guide is out, exclusively with Professor Umar Garba Dambata, Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC.
We have unveiled the 622 as a toll-free line through which consumers can be able to lodge their complaints. And we have introduced the 112 as a national emergency number.
This edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from technology, entertainment, economy, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up your copy and get abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Thank you for staying. A full-blown strike looms across the section of non-university teaching staff as the Joint Action Committee of Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, renew the ongoing warning strike by another 2 weeks to allow negotiation, but might resume a total shutdown if nothing is done. Emmanuel Aimiro reports.
The renewed 2 weeks warning strike started last Sunday at the expiration of an initial 2 weeks strike. The unions are alleging lack of commitment to the implementation of collective bargaining agreements reached between 2009 and 2021.
We call on well-meaning Nigerians and stakeholders in the university system and beyond to prevail on government to honor the agreement it freely entered into with the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SANU in order to avoid a total breakdown of industrial harmony in the Nigerian universities and inter-university centers.
Another issue of particular interest is the university peculiar personnel and payroll system, an alternative payment platform put forward by the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SANU.
Having permitted our members to enroll into the platform, the problem of inconsistencies in payment with IPPIS, what we witnessed was the most haphazard and disorganized pattern of salary application.
The unions claimed many memoranda of understanding and action have been signed without implementation. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Hoping that an agreement is reached soon. Now, it's not every day you see street children on the hallowed gates of the National Assembly. But when the whole world dedicates a day to remember them and their plight, you just might find them anywhere. So here they were at the National Assembly. Dayo Ogunshola reports on the visit and the focus of engagement with some lawmakers on the occasion of the International Day for Street Children.
Available records have it that more than 150 million children live on the streets across the globe, and that many are forced into this situation by circumstances beyond their making. April 12th of every year provides a voice for such children, and that explains why these young men were guests at the National Assembly in commemoration of the day. Representatives of the leadership of National Assembly were on hand to admonish them to rise above societal limitations and make the nation proud.
You have to lead us in the right path. You have to do what is right. You must never be lured to join others to do what is wrong. You must right all the wrongs.
And I want to assure you that as a member of the National Assembly, I and my colleagues are determined to make sure that we change the tide in favor of the Nigerian child.
The focus of this year's International Day for Street Children is to celebrate frontline workers who explore solutions tailored to the need of the children. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
The full package of the ECOWAS stabilization initiatives in some troubled states of the sub-region is set to be rolled out. About time, you will say. At the stakeholders validation workshop in Abuja, development partners shared their experiences at the pilot stages to give the implementation a firm foundation. Calvin Ewonuaye reports.
In recent years,
The West Africa and Sahel regions have experienced several challenges that pose risk to their stability and development. Recurring incidents of coup d'etat and terrorist attacks have become a cause for concern, leading to a rising state of instability in the affected countries. This phenomenon has adversely affected political and socio-economic development, with vulnerable groups such as women, youth and children bearing the brunt. Since 2017, the Lake Chad Basin Commission and the UNDP have been test-running the Regional Strategy for Stabilization program in the affected member states. This workshop is to evaluate the pilot intervention strategies and adopt a framework anchored on the new way of working, which emphasized a whole-of-society approach where everybody will play a part.
We have conducted sensitization missions across all the 4 affected countries and strategic partners to secure their buy-in.
I see that between now and another 3 years, we would almost have an envelope of 50 million euros to be divided amongst the 3 countries. Eventually, other countries will come on board.
Issues of funds application to most critical aspects of the implementation of the stabilization program were also analyzed, with focus on human development and peace building. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
So let's take our last break for the night, after which we'll bring you a bit of sports. Join us again.
That in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them, or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do, and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Manchester City and Liverpool are into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League after Wednesday's second leg quarter-final ties. Kene Imagwadike brings us details.
Hostilities continue in the week-long maiden national para-sports games at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, with athletes making frantic efforts for podium finish in various events. Organizers, however, say the outstanding athlete stands to gain a lot, apart from possible invitations to the 2022 Commonwealth Games training camps.
We are trying to empower them. Now states will go scouting for them, states will go wanting to give them employment. By the time they leave here with gold medal, silver and bronze, states will want to empower them with some cash. And if not in cash, if not cash, it might be in kind.
Meanwhile, a 2-day Nigeria Olympic Committee Women Commission workshop on effective career enhancement ended in Abuja Wednesday with a call on the participants, numbering more than 60, to maximize administrative and managerial output at their various sports organizations.
We would like the NOC to encourage the Women's Commission to put this up regularly so that we would learn, get the awareness to do more.
The essence of this program is to bring women out from their comfort zones to come and deliberate on issues affecting women in sports and how we can be part of the sport politics.
Down to Thursday's UEFA Europa League second leg quarter-final fixtures, where Atalanta hope to see off RB Leipzig after their first leg 1-0 draw. West Ham United will face Lyon in France. Barcelona welcome German side Eintracht Frankfurt to the Nou Camp in Spain, while in Scotland, Rangers will hope to overturn a 1-goal deficit when they file out against Sporting Braga of Portugal. That's sports update. I am Kenen Ima Abodike, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari condoles with family, friends and associates of Dr. Simon Harry, the Statistician General of the Federation, who passed away Wednesday. Also commiserating with the government and people of Plateau State and the loss of an illustrious citizen, the President notes his exemplary contributions to the evolution of the National Bureau of Statistics and Developmental Planning of the country. In a tribute, President Buhari extols the virtues of late Dr. Simon Harry in providing relevant data to government and making the National Bureau of Statistics a point of reference on various issues affecting the country. He prays that God will repose his soul and comfort the family in this time of grief. Now time to have a feel of the weather prospect for Thursday.
Glad to have you join us. Here's a look at Thursday's weather. For the morning hours, parts of the southwest coast, the high ground areas of FCT Niger, as well as parts of Kebbi, Taraba, and Adamawa are expected to experience thunderstorms. As we go into Thursday afternoon and evening hours, the prospect of thunderstorms to parts of the northeast, and that includes parts of Borno, Yobe, Bauchi, as well as parts of Kebbi and Zamfara states. We expect more thunderstorm activities over the central and the southern parts of the country. I'm Theodora Item. Thank you for watching.
And that weather outlook concludes News Extra tonight. Many thanks for watching, and please remember that rape is a crime. Do the needful. I'm Ian Ray John. Have a good night.